All right. Ready to dive into some seriously dark waters. This is intriguing. Let's do it. We're tackling Edgar Allan Poe's The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym. Ah, classic. Full of mystery and suspense. And it's been messing with readers' heads since 1838. Oh, yeah. Poe knew how to craft a good psychological thriller. It's presented as this true account of Pym's insane adventures at sea, but even Poe himself hints it might be too unbelievable to be true. Right. Like from the very beginning, he's playing with our expectations. So are we dealing with a hoax, a tall tale, or something even stranger? Those are the questions that kept me hooked. It's like he's daring us to figure it out. That's one of the things that makes this book so fascinating. So we start with Pym, this young guy obsessed with the sea from Nantucket, a classic Poe setting. Isolated, mysterious, full of potential for darkness. And even before he sets foot on the whaling ship, the Grampus, which, spoiler alert, isn't exactly a smooth sailing experience for him. He nearly dies. A drunken joyride in his sailboat almost turns into a watery grave. It's like Poe's throwing us right into the action, no time wasted. And the way he's rescued, just as he's about to give up, it's almost too perfect. Almost like fate is intervening, setting him up for something bigger. Foreshadowing, right? Like, buckle up, things are about to get wild. Exactly. And then there's that whole stowaway incident on the rescuing ship. And it's like, wait, another layer of weirdness added to the mix. It definitely sets a tone of unease, makes you wonder what else is lurking beneath the surface. And speaking of lurking, Pym pulls his own disappearing act, hides aboard the Grampus. Talk about determination. This guy's desperate to get out to sea. He creates this whole secret den in the hold using a whipcord to navigate in the dark. It's pretty genius, actually. Shows his resourcefulness, but also a touch of madness, right? You gotta wonder what's driving him to these lengths. What's he running from or towards? Poe loves leaving those questions unanswered. It just adds to the suspense. And then boom, mutiny. Full-blown chaos erupts on the Grampus. Brutal, bloody, and totally unexpected. It really shakes up your sense of who to trust, even on solid ground, let alone at sea. And from this chaos emerges Dirk Peters, this hulking figure, a giant with a shady past. Peters, oh man, he's one of the most intriguing characters in the whole book. You never quite know where you stand with him. Is he a protector? A threat? He's capable of incredible violence, but also fierce loyalty. A real wild card. It's like the wildness of the sea is now reflected in the people surrounding Pym. Oh, I like that. Poe's using those characters to mirror the unpredictable nature of their journey. Absolutely. And the mutiny, it throws Pym and his friend Augustus overboard onto a tiny boat. That section is just brutal to read. Starvation, dehydration, sheer mental anguish. Poe doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of survival at sea. And that scene where they have to draw lots to decide who will be sacrificed, gut-wrenching. It forces you to confront the dark side of human nature. What would you do to survive? Right. It makes you think about the limits of morality when faced with extreme circumstances. And just when they're at death's door, they're rescued by the Jane guy. A moment of hope. But a bittersweet one, because this rescue leads them straight to a mysterious island inhabited by black-skinned natives. You'd think, finally, some peace. But there's this underlying tension, right? The natives are friendly at first, the island seems idyllic, but Poe's so good at creating atmosphere, you just know something's off. It's too perfect, too isolated, like alarm bells are going off in your head. And those weirdly colored water veins, those strange details, they add to the unease. And boy, does that unease turn out to be justified, because they get ambushed, massacred. The island Salal becomes a symbol of betrayal. Appearances are deceiving. It's a reminder that even in seemingly paradise, danger lurks. And amidst the carnage, Pym and Peters escape. They face not only the natives, but the island itself, right? Like it's a living entity fighting back. And there's that recurring detail of the strange white animal they keep seeing. Yeah, first on Salal and then later at sea. Why is that detail so important? Well, think about how Poe introduces it. First, it's seemingly worshipped by the natives. Right, it's like this sacred, almost mystical creature. Then they see it feeding on a dead sailor. That imagery is unsettling. Symbolic. Oh, what's it represent? The allure of the unknown, death itself. We'll dive deeper into that later, but it's definitely a detail worth paying attention to. Okay, I'm officially creeped out. So escaping Salal, that's not the end. There's more. Oh, there's much more. Their escape is just the beginning. They're swept further south, deeper into the Antarctic. And what they encounter there, it's like entering another reality. It's where things get truly bizarre. Poe's imagination takes over. And that feeling of unease, it just intensifies, doesn't it? Absolutely. The world itself becomes more alien, more unsettling the further they travel. And remember that white figure from the island? It reappears. It does indeed. And his reappearance raises even more questions than it answers. We gotta stop there. This is getting too intense for one sitting. We've only just scratched the surface of this story's mysteries. But trust me, listeners, you don't want to miss what comes next. We'll be back soon to delve even deeper into the heart of Poe's darkness. They encounter a milky sea, showers of white ash, and these creatures unlike anything you'd imagine. It's like Poe's taking the familiar, twisting it into something truly nightmare, pushing the boundaries of reality. And that feeling you mentioned, that creeping unease, it just grows stronger, right? As they journey further south. Precisely. It's as if the world itself is becoming more alien, more unsettling. And don't forget that white figure, the one we saw in Thelal, the one seemingly worshipped by the natives. Yes, it reappears, this time perched on a dead sailor feasting on the corpse. That image is hard to shake off. Grotesque. Yeah, but deeply symbolic. I know. Like burned into my brain. I told you we had to come back to it. What's Poe trying to tell us with this white figure? Well, it could represent this insatiable hunger for knowledge. Pym's driven by it, this desire to explore, to push beyond the known world. Yeah, but that pursuit comes at a cost. And the white figure consuming the dead sailor could be a stark reminder of that cost. Ooh, I get it. Like, it's not just physical danger. Pym's risking something deeper, something soul deep. Exactly. And this journey south, it's taking him further and further away from everything familiar, towards the unknown. But what's drawing him there? Something powerful, something ancient. Perhaps think about their next stop. A new island shrouded in fog, this eerie silence hanging over it. It's like stepping into a ghost story. And the natives on this island, they're not like any they've encountered before. Smaller, darker skin. Their movements and speech are strange, unsettling. Poe was really messing with our sense of reality here. He's blurring the line between the real and the supernatural. And then there's their language, completely incomprehensible except for one phrase. Textll. It's sending shivers down my spine. What does it mean? That's the million-dollar question. Pym never offers a definitive answer. It's another one of Poe's brilliant ambiguities. Some scholars think it signifies death, others a warning, or even a cry of despair. So we're left to wonder, to come up with our own interpretations. Exactly. And that unanswered question adds another layer to the growing feeling that something truly uncanny is at play. I'm with you there. So as they explore this fog-shrouded island, the mysteries just pile up. Strange symbols carved into rocks, structures that seem impossible for humans to have built, and that constant feeling of being watched, of being drawn towards some unseen force. Okay, the tension is killing me. What happens next? It all culminates in this cataclysmic event. A massive chasm opens in the earth, swallowing the entire island. Whoa! Poe doesn't hold back. It's like the earth itself is rejecting them, punishing them for venturing too far into its secrets. And their descent into that abyss, swirling fog, deafening roar, the feeling of weightlessness, it's terrifying but also exhilarating. Poe's language becomes almost hallucinatory. Well, as if we're experiencing this descent alongside Pym. I know, you're right there with him tumbling into the unknown. And then they emerge from the chasm into a realm that defies all logic. Another reality, a hidden world, existing outside the boundaries of time and space. A vast subterranean cavern bathed in this eerie phosphorescent glow. It's beautiful, but also terrifying, right? Precisely. A testament to Poe's ability to create these vivid, otherworldly landscapes. And in this impossible landscape, they encounter a colossal figure shrouded in white towering above them, larger than any human. Its features hidden behind a veil of vapor, like the embodiment of the mystery itself. The final answer to all their questions. Of course, Poe doesn't give us that answer. The narrative just ends. Right as Pym is about to reach out and touch the figure. What? Talk about a cliffhanger. It's the ultimate unresolved ending, and it sparked endless debate. Is this figure a god? A demon? A symbol of Pym's own subconscious fears? Or something entirely different? Something beyond our comprehension? It's frustrating, but also brilliant. Poe leaves us to grapple with these questions, to confront the limits of our own understanding. He doesn't want to give us a simple answer. He's inviting us to participate in the mystery, to decipher the code, if you will. So we're left with this sense of wonder, but also frustration. What happens next? What does it all mean? That's the brilliance of the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym. It's a story that refuses to be easily categorized or explained. It challenges us to embrace ambiguity, to confront the mysteries that lie beyond the boundaries of our understanding, and perhaps to find our own meaning within the chaos. I love that. That idea of finding our own meaning within the chaos, it's powerful. And there's still so much to unpack in the story, like those cryptic notes found with Pym's manuscript, the ones with the strange symbols. Yeah, they supposedly hint at some deeper meaning. What do they reveal? Well, according to Poe, they suggest a connection between Pym's journey and the ancient Egyptian lore. Specifically, this idea of a hidden southern land associated with whiteness and purity. Ancient prophecies, hidden lands, this is blowing my mind. So are we supposed to believe that Pym was being guided by some ancient force? It's definitely a possibility. But remember, the authenticity of those notes has been debated for centuries. Some scholars believe Poe invented them, just to muddy the waters even further. He's such a master at blurring the lines between fact and fiction. So are we back to square one then? What's real and what's imagined in the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym? That's the question that keeps readers coming back to this book. It defies easy categorization. Is it a true adventure story, a psychological thriller, a symbolic exploration of the human psyche? Maybe it's all of those things at once. Poe deliberately crafted this ambiguity, this sense of uncertainty, to make us think, to draw our own conclusions. He's inviting us to participate in the mystery, to find our own meaning in the madness. Okay, so what does this all mean for us? The readers left grappling with this unfinished tale, this open-ended mystery. I think it speaks to our primal fascination with the unknown, that pull towards the things we can't explain, the mysteries that lie just beyond our grasp. It reminds us that there are limits to human understanding, that there are forces at play in the universe that we may never fully comprehend. It's kind of humbling and a little bit terrifying, if we're being honest, but also incredibly exciting. It encourages us to keep exploring, keep asking questions, even if those questions lead us to unsettling or even terrifying truths. That's a pretty powerful message to take away from a story about a guy stowing away on a whaling ship. But you're right, it's so much more than just an adventure story. It's a meditation on the human condition, on our relationship with the unknown, and on the very nature of reality itself. And that's the legacy of the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym. It continues to resonate with readers centuries after its publication, because it taps into those primal fears and fascinations that are at the heart of what it means to be human. It's a story that stays with you long after you've finished reading it, prompting you to question your own perceptions of reality and the limits of human experience. So we've journeyed through the dark and mysterious world of Arthur Gordon Pym, faced mutiny, cannibalism, and terrifying creatures, explored uncharted islands, and descended into the abyss of the unknown. We've encountered more questions than answers and been challenged to confront the limits of our own understanding. And maybe, just maybe, we've caught a glimpse of something truly profound lurking beneath the surface of this enigmatic tale. As you go about your day, remember that haunting cry of textll. Ask yourself what mysteries lie hidden just beyond the veil of the familiar. What secrets are waiting to be uncovered if only we dare to venture into the unknown. It's like he's saying, here's this crazy mystery, but I'm not going to spell it out for you. Exactly. And it makes you want to go back, reread it all, looking for those hidden clues you might have missed the first time. You know what else makes you want to do that? What's that? Those cryptic notes. The ones found with Pym's manuscript? Yes. Those add another whole layer of intrigue to the story. I know, it's like Poe couldn't resist throwing in one more twist. So remind me what those strange symbols actually revealed. When they were deciphered, well, according to Poe, they hinted at a connection between Pym's journey and ancient Egyptian lore. Whoa, hold on, ancient Egypt. Now we're going way back, right? It gets pretty wild. And specifically, they point to this idea of a hidden southern land associated with whiteness and purity. Hidden lands, ancient prophecies. This is getting more and more mysterious. So are we supposed to believe Pym was being guided by some ancient force, like destiny or something? It's definitely a possibility. But remember, the authenticity of those notes has been debated for centuries. Of course, Poe loved to play with our expectations. Some scholars believe Poe invented them just to make the story even more ambiguous, which wouldn't surprise me at all. So I'll read back to square one then. What's real? What's imagined in the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym? That's the question that has haunted readers for almost 2 centuries. And I think is why this book continues to fascinate us. It defies easy categorization. Right. Is it a true adventure, a psychological thriller, a symbolic exploration of Pym's mind? It could be all of those things, and maybe even something more. I think Poe liked it that way. He wanted to keep us guessing. Exactly. He deliberately crafted this ambiguity, this sense of uncertainty, to make us think, to question our own perceptions of reality. He's not giving us a simple answer. He's inviting us to participate in the mystery, precisely, to find our own meaning in the madness. So what does that mean for us? The reader's left grappling with this unfinished tale, this open-ended mystery. I think it speaks to our innate human fascination with the unknown, that pull towards the things we can't explain, the mysteries that lie just beyond our grasp. It's a little unsettling if you think about it. It is. It reminds us that there are limits to human understanding, that there are forces at play in the universe that we may never fully comprehend. And yet, we keep searching for answers, keep exploring. We do. It's in our nature to seek to understand. And even if those answers lead us to unsettling or even terrifying truths. That's a powerful message to take away from a story about a guy stowing away on a whaling ship, isn't it? But the narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym is so much more than just an adventure story. It's a meditation on the human condition, on our relationship with the unknown, and on the very nature of reality itself. Well said, and I think that's what makes this book so enduring. It continues to resonate with readers centuries after its publication because it taps into those primal fears and fascinations that are at the heart of what it means to be human. Exactly. It stays with you long after you've finished reading it, makes you question your own perceptions of the world and the limits of human experience. So there you have it. We've journeyed through the dark and mysterious world of Arthur Gordon Pym. We faced mutiny, cannibalism, and terrifying creatures. We explored uncharted islands and descended into the abyss of the unknown. And along the way, we've been challenged to confront the limits of our own understanding. And maybe, just maybe, we've caught a glimpse of something truly profound lurking beneath the surface of this enigmatic tale. As you go about your day, remember that haunting cry of textll. Let it remind you to embrace the mystery, to question the familiar, and to never stop exploring the unknown.